LocsNLoad Firearm Reviews here today. Do you have an M1A Socom? Are you looking to bring that rifle into the 21st century? Well, you might want to check out Delta 14. Alright, so guys, Delta 14, this is a tabletop review. I'm not taking it to the range yet, so this will be a series of videos on this here chassis. Alright, so I want to shout out Mr. Bill of Delta 14. Sorry, Mr. Bill, I tried to pronounce your last name, wasn't coming out right, so no, Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill is the owner of Delta 14, and he makes all this stuff in his garage by himself in Michigan. All the parts used are made in the USA. If you go to the website, he clearly states it in his about page why they choose to use American parts versus going overseas to use foreign parts even though they're cheaper, right? Quality is something you just can't buy, right? You can't replace quality. So their focus is on giving the American customer a product that will work and won't cheap out on them, right? So thank you, Mr. Bill, for supporting, USA-based companies and keeping America in America. All right, so his whole reason of doing this was bringing in this nostalgic weapon into the 21st century. Now, if you look at, I'm gonna put up old photos of what the Socom 16 used to look like and how, that was what back in the day that worked. They didn't need all the accessories that we kind of favor nowadays. Now that it's 2022, people want to update that old rifle into something that they can use for today's times. And so what he did was, in his garage, right, by himself, he took a glass-filled nylon and made this chassis out of it. All these cuts, these lightweight cuts right here to remove material to save weight, right, and also give it a nice look. This was Mr. Bill doing it all in his garage. So you got M-lock slots right here, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. So if you want to mount any type of light, lasers, bipods, foregrips, you can go ahead and do so, right? Bring it into the 21st century, because seeing in the dark is a thing now. Having a good grip on your weapon is a thing. So you definitely want to make sure you have that on this rifle, especially if you're going to use it for some type of situation where your life might be on the line. All right. So one of the ways he found, he found an inexpensive way of bringing this into the 21st century, and that was by using Mossberg 500 parts, right? Because back in the day, before people really started getting on the train of accessorizing their parts, shotguns was really the market where people were updating their stuff. So people like Mesa Tactical made adapters for their shotguns. So you can put a stock on here, you can put sling swivels on here. You can also update your pistol grip. So whatever you really wanted to bring that rifle into 21st century, give it a feeling that you felt more comfortable with, you could do so with these adapters. Like I said, you see on here, you can add any type of AR-15 style stock to this adapter, and that's because it accepts a mil-spec buffer tube, standard AR-15 mil-spec buffer tube. You see right here in the back, got my standard castle nut. So it's basically like an AR-15 from the back. And so that allows you, because one of the problems I had specifically with the old style stock of the Socom 16 was that when I wear body armor, that stock was not able to compress down so I can get a good stock placement with my body armor on, and it's not sitting like, it was sitting more like right here, and I'm trying to bring my head to the side because I can't get a good stock placement with that body armor and everything. So with this stock, I can now adjust that to find, my preferred length of pull. So even in body armor, I can set this up and get a good stock placement in my shoulder to help me manage recoil, and get good follow-up shots as well. So I do like that because, again, one of the problems I had with that, when I take it out doing short bust stuff in the rock pile in the woods, was that when I do see a target and I try to get up on it in body armor, the shoulder pads and the plates would get in the way, and then instead of having a good shoulder placement, it'd be stuck out to here. I feel like it'd be extended. It just was not very advantageous for, you know, shooting out the distance. So updating this with this stock really honestly helps solve that problem. Now it feels like a normal AR in my shoulder, and I really don't have that problem. And then two, it has this rubber pad on here, which feels a lot better than that metal butt plate of the original Socom stock driving to your shoulder shot after shot after shot. You know, maybe 4 or 5 rounds, that's fine. When you fire 30, 40, 50 rounds of 308 with that metal butt plate, you're gonna start to feel that in your shoulder. Now this rubberized butt pad on here helps mitigate that a lot, but you know, you fire 50 rounds, you're still gonna kind of feel it in your shoulder, but not as bad. So that's an upgrade. All right, so you can see this is gonna be a continuation of this build. This is just a tabletop review, me putting it together, how it looks, how it feels. The chassis itself, just a chassis without, you know, the optic and the magazine and the stock and the pistol grip, weighs 0.75, right? So it's under a pound. So you add all this, the stock, the pistol grip, now you're right at a pound, right? Versus the old stock I had, which was right out of the box, almost 2 pounds. Right, just the chassis itself out of the box is 2 pounds. Now this setup like this is 1 point something pounds, you know, with the optic and the magazine. If I took those off, it'd be like right under a pound, right? So that's a big improvement. If you've ever carried this rifle or you own this rifle, you know, she's a hefty girl. She got some weight to her, you know, right? Requires some love. So any chance you really can, you know, shave down some weight and make it a little bit easier to carry and wield, why not? And so Delta 14, I think right off the bat, off the tabletop review, I think they did a good job. I like the look of it. I like the feel. It doesn't feel wiggly, right? Because when I was taking out the old stock and putting it in here, it was a really tight fit, which is good, right? Because those old Socom stocks are kind of loose. And what happens with that looseness is that you lose out on accuracy. Right, all that extra vibration in there affects your accuracy. So if you look at professional long distance shooters, those ELR guys, when they go to bed the rifle action into the stock, that tight is extremely fit, and it's a custom fit for a reason. Because when you fire that shot, you don't want any extra vibrations going on in your system that's going to affect the accuracy of that bullet going down range. So you want a nice, solid, tight fit, like the old saying, like a glove, right? And so when the rifle and the barrel is going through like the whole shooting process, the barrel harmonics and all that stuff, you don't have any other factors affecting your accuracy. And so when I was putting this together, it was an extremely tight fit, but not too tight. Everything fell into place. Everything works like how it should be, you know, for those who freak out, right? So I can rack it, pull the trigger, do everything I need to do, lock the bolt back, drop the bolt, right? Locks everything it needs to do. So I like that. Right? I'm sorry, Mr. Coconut. I pissed the dog off. I'm sorry. The dog hates that. Alright, so like I said, guys, so far, right off first looks, this Delta 14 chassis looks pretty good. Not gonna lie. I can already feel the weight difference. And so what I want to do, you see I got the Addy Ball 1-8 on here. And so I'm gonna take it to the range, get it zeroed, and then I'm gonna do some short bust shooting with it. You know, take it on some close-in drills, you know, that pow, 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 that type of stuff. And then we can step out either to the rock pile and shoot out the 250, 300, or we go to our firing distance, whatever you call it, wherever we can shoot out the 650. So it's going to be a continuation of videos on this. The next video I'll probably do will be a zeroing video where I take it to the range and zero it just to see how it feels when I'm shooting this rifle. Make sure there's nothing's rattling that shouldn't be rattling. Make sure the recoil impulse isn't stronger than it really needs to be. right? Because again, it's a lighter chassis, so you know when you go lighter on guns, usually it's more felt recoil. The heavier the gun, the less felt recoil. So I do want to see that. I mean, it's still got weight to it, don't get me wrong. So I feel like that weight and this muzzle brake up here will definitely eat up a lot of that recoil. I feel like it'll be a nice, smooth feeling, smooth shooting platform. And so, you know, once I do the range, then we can step out to short bus, and then we can do all that cool social media tactical stuff. But definitely want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Bill of Delta 14 Tactical, of Delta 14 for sending this product out to me. I know you said you make all these products in-house, and so I really want to give you your thanks for that, because I like people who do stuff like that. You know, I've always kind of been envious of people like that who can just build things, build whole platforms like this in their garage. I'm not that good. No, I can build an AR, but that's really just assembling parts that's already made. But to really carve this out, make these cuts, take just a block of glass-filled nylon, whatever, and then shape it into this, I'm not that good yet. So I definitely admire people with that skill and ingenuity. So guys, check out Delta 14, especially if you have an M1A and you're looking to bring it into the 21st century and make it a little bit more modular. So guys, I want to thank you for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the backup page. Make sure you subscribe over there, because I'll probably drop this video there. And then when everything works out on the regular channel, I'll re-upload this on the main channel. Or I might just put this on the main channel. I don't know. Wherever you see this video, just like, comment, subscribe. And make sure you give Mr. Bill a shout out. Follow him on Instagram, Facebook, all social media platforms. And check him out if you're in the market looking for an update to your M1A. So on top of that, stay dangerous, stay educated. LocsNLoad out.